So normally I wait a few days before, posting a new video, but I just watched yours, and I just got out of seeing Man of Steel, so I figured I would talk about it now while it's still fresh in my mind. So we're going to do that. So yeah, Man of Steel. That happened. It was good. It was definitely good. It was, not the worst superhero movie by any means. I really like Henry Cavill. I can never remember his last name, but the guy who plays Superman. I really like him. I loved him in The Tudors, and he's really good looking. So, that's, he's got that going for him. And Russell Crowe, man. Whew. Okay, so I've had a crush on Russell Crowe since I was, 12 or before that. Basically, whenever Gladiator came out, which I think was 2000, so I was 10. Yeah, I've loved him since Gladiator. Even in roles where he's not so sexy, I still love him. So I really love how they incorporated his role, and it was amazing, and that was probably my favorite part. Also, loved Amy Adams as Lois Lane. They kind of rewrote that character, but I liked it. It really worked for me. And then Superman in this movie is a lot more... I mean, as a superhero, he's not all angsty and, just kind of out there like some of the other ones are. Batman is, oh, I'm Batman. And Iron Man is just like, ooh, here's my money, I'm going to throw it around. Here's a quip here, here's a quip there. Oh, I'm getting smashed. And then you've got Thor, who's just like, hark, a vagrant. And whatnot. Also, very good comic series online. So props to them. But anyway, so he's very, kind of stoic and not overly emotional, which is nice, but at the same time it's like, dude, stuff is happening. Can I see your reaction to it? But still, overall, it was very good. And I like the flashbacky sequences at the very beginning of the film, because for me it helped, pull everything together more naturally than having, I'm a little boy, now I'm not such a little boy anymore, and no, now I'm a bigger boy, and now I'm an adult. But, we kind of get to see the journey out of order, and this doesn't really make sense, but it works for me. It works really well. And then, what else did I want to talk about? The last third of the movie, though, it drags, because it's just one big action sequence. And so, I want, that's fine. It's just the fact that there's no breaks in between. So, The Avengers, which is, my favorite superhero movie ever, you had, the big fight sequence, but in between it, you had little scenes take away. And because, you're dealing with 6 different characters, you got to flash between them, and they're all doing different things. But, Iron Man and Loki had their little conversation, which was a break from the battle, before getting back into it. And then, when they all assembled on the streets, that's a break from the fight, because they have to figure out what's going on. And so this all works, and sorry about my hand, but this all works because, we get to actually step away from the big fight sequence, kind of regroup as an audience, and the characters, and then get back into it. And you just didn't have that this time. Also, something my sister said, which was really funny, because I was thinking it at the same time she said it, was the fact that Superman, who is one man, and his, one villain, or, a couple of them, but, 3, managed to do more damage to one city than 6 superheroes did in the Avengers. At least 50 buildings got broken, and 10 of those, at least, fell down. There was nothing left in Metropolis. It's kind of sad. Yeah, I don't know how Clark Kent's gonna work for the paper when their building doesn't exist anymore. Kind of a little, But anyway, so other than that, I really liked it. I think they've left it open for more Superman films, obviously, which is really good, because, since Batman's over and Warner Brothers now needs a new superhero, they can do that. They've also got the Justice League movie that's going to come out in a few years. So, whether or not they'll pull in this Superman or, recast, I'm not sure. But yeah, so they've opened up. It's a lot of potential. I really, really like the origin story. because you don't get to see that a lot. And they did it with Batman. Batman Begins, where, you know, you get the origin before you get into Dark Knight, which, you know, is his really big, you know, epic battle movie dealing with evil. So hopefully they do the same thing with this series, if it's going to be a series. Again, a lot of potential. Good movie. I would give it like a B-, I think. B-. But yeah. So that's my take on Man of Steel. I'm interested to hear what you have to say. And then on your video you also were talking about the, oh, I did it again, the Star Wars theme parks. So I find it really interesting that you just talked about that, because news just broke yesterday. The contracts have not officially been signed, but it's pretty much guaranteed that Walt Disney World is going to get a Star Wars land at Hollywood Studios. They're going to stick it in the back side of the park, potentially after hearing what attractions they're going to take out. But so yeah, so of course, because, you know, nothing's official yet, they still have to figure out what they're going to put back there. But they do already have the revamped Star Tours, and I totally agree that they need a cantina. Like, if they don't put a cantina in for the restaurant, I'm going to be so mad. Like, that needs to happen. Brilliant idea on your part. Ride-wise, because they have Star Tours, and that in itself has, like, a pod racing scene, and you're kind of with the Millennium Falcon at some point, I don't think they're going to use those, even though I agree that pod racing itself would make a really great ride. But that's more of a 3D thing. If they wanted to do something like a coaster, maybe like the X-Wing fighters, that could be a good theme. Or, I don't know. I'd really have to think about it. I totally agree that, like, Millennium Falcon should have its own ride or attraction, because it's just so cool. But I'm not sure. I'm not really sure what they'll do. But anyway. And, you know, a lot of places are using the 3D because that's the really big pool. Like Universal, everything at Universal is practically 3D at this point. The big attraction at Wizarding World is a 3D ride, kind of. Yeah, for most. It's, oh god, that car, you gotta go, because that ride is, like, it makes you want to heave, but it's amazing. So yeah, I think it'll be good. I mean, I can't stand Florida. I really can't, so I'm not going to go. But, you know, still, the thought is nice. But yeah, so other than that, I'm trying to think, was there anything else that you mentioned? Yeah, I just watched your video, but now I'm already forgetting. So yeah, Star Wars Land. Good idea. It'll make a lot of money, and it's something that Disney can use to contend with Wizarding World, because ever since that was pulled in, you know, that boosted Universal's revenue, and people are going there now instead of spending multiple days at Disney World. So that'll be good. Other than that, okay, so that was my update video. Technically, I guess this could count as my video for the week, but if you said you were going to post something else, go ahead, and then I can make another video at the end of the week. And what am I down to? 15 days? Slightly more than 15 days left till LeakyCon. I'm excited! I'm excited! Oh. Yay! Yeah. Oh, I have to show you something right before I go. Here's a quick little spoiler. This is an article of clothing. I won't tell you what, but you will see pictures soon. That happened. So yeah. Okay, I'll see you in the next one. Bye. I did it again.